Greetings, leaders. Thank you for joining us for another episode of Leadership Is Podcast, episode 40. I am your host, Jason Muhammad, founder of JM Leadership Development. Today's guest, Miss Sandra Grace, speaker and author, will be addressing the whole mindset of victim mentality and why you really and truly own your day. Let's talk about it.
Your skills and talents are not what other people's skills and talents are. And you may be great at one thing, but that doesn't mean everybody else is. So be compassionate and understand that not everybody's where you are.
Our guest today is Sandra Grace, speaker, author, connector. Sandra Grace is an inspirational speaker, author, trainer, and connector. She is driven by her desire to engage others to live value-driven lives and own their today. She puts her energy into helping people find the courage to transform. Through her workshops and keynotes, Sandra inspires and empowers others to discover their passions, apply their values, and build successful lives. Welcome once again, Sandra Grace, to Leadership Is Podcast.
Well, thank you so much, Jason. I'm very grateful to be here this morning.
Absolutely. We are honored as well. So tell me something. Who is Sandra Grace?
Well, it's been a pretty wild ride. I spent 35 years in California in Silicon Valley, building Silicon Valley. I was the founding executive director of the Silicon Valley Association of Software Entrepreneurs. And in the first year we were an organization, we built over 300 successful software companies. And I owned a recruiting and consulting firm in California called Master Team. I was the CEO of that group. And when I built 3 or 4 of my own companies out of that group, and the last one sold for $780 million. So,
Wow.
yeah, it'd be nice if I got all that money. But, I got enough of it to be able to retire to my dream place, which is Asheville. And, I came here and immediately engaged in the community and began working with the community. I was the founder of WNC Woman magazine and with Julie Parker. And then later on, Sandy Sucker joined our team. And we grew that magazine for 16 years until we were the #1 magazine in Asheville.
Way to go. Way to go. So a sidebar question. Did you ever connect at all with Mark Cuban of the tech industry while you were over there in California at all?
Yeah, I actually knew who all those guys were. They used to come to our the S-Base group met once a month, and we had a really unique system there. We would give you a badge, and it would have a picture on it of either a dollar sign if you had money that you wanted to invest, a light bulb that was bright for if you had an idea, and or we had a dancer that was that was talent. So we had a lot of or links, chain links to say that you were a connector to other industries and other people. So we would have this dinner once a month. We'd have a speaker, and yeah, I met all those guys: Bill Gates and Larry Ellison, Scott McNeely. Sir Richard Branson visited our group, so we were incredibly well thought of.
All right. What is your definition of leadership?
My definition of leadership is service. I believe in servant leadership, and I believe that people who are servant leaders are the best leaders because they're focused. They have great vision, incredible clarity. They know why they're doing what they're doing and when they're doing it. And so I think that a leader is someone who really wants to bring out the best in others.
Yeah.
And, make sure that they're getting everything that they need to succeed. And, it's kind of like a one hand washes the other, is that, most people that are good leaders also have good people that work for them. And because the leader makes the worker look good and the worker makes the leader look good.
Good. Yeah, that's a strategic partnership there.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what's in the future for Sandra Grace as it relates to leadership and other business endeavors?
Well, what I'm doing right now is I'm writing an entirely new program. I'm writing a book called You Own Your Today.
Yes.
And that out of that book, I hope to be back in training very soon. I've made up my mind that I'm going to do small classes of 10 or 12, 15 at the most. But I'd like to keep it where it's very small, where people can really connect and build relationships in that course while they're doing it,
Right.
because we're really going to talk about like what they really want for their futures. And um in I love watching people grow. I love people when that light bulb, to me the greatest thing in the world is when that light bulb goes on and they go, I got it. Oh my god, I got it. And so many people think that they have to play with the deck of cards given them, and they don't. They can create their own deck of cards,
Mm.
you know.
Yeah. So is that the whole basis of, because this is a leadership, podcast, and of course, owning your day or accountability is a part of leadership. And so what's the idea, really behind you own your day?
It's about taking responsibility for your life. People don't realize that people are leaders all the time,
That's right.
whether they're a parent, whether they work in a gas station or they work in an executive office. Every day we are inciting in inciting inspiration in other people and inviting people into an opportunity to grow, to become better, to do better, to be bigger, to be better than they already are.
Yeah. Very good. So tell me something. Give me three leadership tips you were given, or that you would give to anyone who wants to go into leadership.
Be a good listener. Number one, first and foremost, listen. Like, really pay attention to what someone is telling you. There's so much information in the small things that people say. So be a good listener is number one.
Okay.
Number two, um, show compassion. Like, not everybody is where you are. And your skills and talents are not what other people's skills and talents are. And you may be great at one thing, but that doesn't mean everybody else is. So be compassionate and understand that not everybody's where you are. And number three is always be the person holding the ladder,
Mm.
always being the person who's giving that person, the next person in line, the opportunity to go up the ladder first.
Wow, that's profound. Always be the person holding the ladder.
That's right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's good. That's good. We're gonna have to have you back on the show to kind of talk about that some more, and of course the developments of your new upcoming book and program, as well. So, give us some contact information, closing comments, and how people can support your efforts.
Well, just go to my website, Sandra at sandragrace.com. There I've been working on a new website. I'm hoping that it will be up within the next month. It will have class listings and things like that. We've been just doing things slowly because of the COVID stuff. So,
Sure.
I really want to take the time and put up what I really want up. So, yeah.
Speaking of the COVID, I'm going to ask you one last question. In fact,
Okay.
how has that affected your business?
Oh, it destroyed it.
Wow, wow.
Yeah, actually, that's not true. What COVID really gave me was the opportunity to be quiet and really get clear about what I want to do and what I want to do going forward.
Yeah,
And it's really been a powerful time for me, like huge. It's given me the opportunity to face some fears and say, I can do this. And it's given me the opportunity to write every day and to really just reach out to people and interview people and to really just become a better human being. So, I'm grateful. I'm grateful for COVID. I mean, a lot of people wouldn't say that. It's a scary time. It's certainly a tumultuous time in our life, but I'm grateful for COVID. It's given me a lot.
Very good. Well, Miss Sandra Grace, thank you so much for being a guest on Leadership Is podcast. Definitely been an honor, and looking forward to have you on here many times more.
Well, and it would be my pleasure to do so, Jason. So hope you have a great day.
Thank you. You too. Thank you for enjoying another episode of Leadership Is podcast with our special guest, Sandra Grace, speaker, author. We talked about 3 things that she would guide new leaders if they were to ask her, what would new leaders need to know? And she said the first one is be a good listener. The second one is show compassion. The third one, which was my favorite, was be the first to hold the ladder for the next one coming behind you.
Are you promoting the right people into leadership positions? How do you know? How do you measure the outcomes, and are they the outcomes you're looking for? Please visit www.jmleadershipdevelopment.com. Again, www.jmleadershipdevelopment.com, and request a half-hour conversation to assess if we can address your leadership development needs. Oh, and by the way, always remember that leadership is influence and service.